Mic check, 1 2 1 2. That's all I got because this shit don't do.
You the only motherfucker without your mic set up. Like everybody else, even Da Vinci over here got his fucking mic set up. And you ain't got shit going
my
on.
mic is always set up by the time we start recording. Yeah. All right. I don't ever need to adjust the mic and positioning and all this. I'm used to this. I'm a consummate professional.
You're used to just putting that shit right by your mouth. And
right. I just speak directly into the mic, just like God taught me how to do.
Working your lady part. Like I get it. Like that's your.
How else am I gonna get this Birkin bag?
That's your money maker right there. Like for real.
I want a Birkin bag too, so I can re-gift it and get something from a chick.
Like that's definitely it is. But fucking health sucks. Like I'm gonna let all y'all know that shit now. Like just in general. Like we come back from this trip and being in the car for 12 hours, it's like, you know what, we overweight. You know what? We not fit. You know what? We need to do something about this. So we sitting there like, what we gonna do? Oh, we gonna eat better. We gonna stop drinking. We gonna not do this. We're not gonna do that. And I tell you what, like 6 days in the keto?
Yep.
And that shit sucks. Like I've had a drip of alcohol in 6 days. I haven't had a fucking piece of bread in 6 days. Like I'm hungry. I'm
You're
fucking
not actually hungry though.
I'm fucking hungry. Like
You're just mentally unsatisfied.
No, I'm fucking hungry. Like I'm fucking hungry. I'm looking at Taco Bell, and that was the worst part about it because we was like, all right, we're gonna start on Monday. So fucking here we come Sunday, and I'm like, all right, last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get Taco Bell. All right, Taco Bell is like my favorite shit in the world. So I'm gonna go to Taco Bell, get my Taco Bell, and then that's gonna be it. We're gonna start, fresh on Monday. I get the Taco Bell 106. They was fucking closed. I had to go home and eat a fucking frozen pizza, one of those like Tostitos, like party pizzas.
That's a terrible last meal.
Bro, like I felt like you might as well just give me the fucking lethal injection now because I'm fucking done with this shit. Like I don't understand how people do it. Like last night at the ale house, right? Here you go. Zinger Mountain Melt? No. But you get a fucking salad and some grilled zingers. Not the most satisfying meal. Right? Middle of the night, I'm waking up. I'm like, damn, I want some cookies. Nope.
You should be having cookies in the middle of the night, even if you weren't on keto.
I'm looking at shit like, yo, I want this. And then I'm like looking at the amount of grams in it of carbs. And it's like, no. Just no. Fuck it. Can't do it. All right. So I don't know what I'm missing most. I don't know if I'm missing like crappy food that tastes good or, I don't want to say crappy food, like a tasteful food I'm fucking missing, or if I'm missing the alcohol. Like who the fuck knows?
So I thought it was going to be the alcohol for me. It is literally the crappy food because I'm an emotional eater. So if I ever feel down or just like I want to treat myself, my first thought is, oh, let's go get some pizza. Let's get some lasagna, some good shit.
Fucking Papa John's, like Papa John's, Taco Bell, a Baconator from Wendy's, all that shit. Like I'm fucking missing it. I'm missing it heavy. And for what? To lose 2 pounds? Yes. It's some bullshit.
No, it's for the abs.
Maybe gain some years at the end of your life.
No, who needs years at the end of your life? You need abs now.
Fuck years at the end of your life, man. Like life's gonna be trash in a couple of years.
Right.
Like look at the civilization where
exactly. Speak for yourself.
look at life now. Like you got to walk around wearing a fucking mask. You can't be in like high crowded areas, which is bullshit. But
that's a whole place they weren't wearing no masks.
That's a whole different topic.
Downstairs.
Yeah. No, I don't know. But with that, let's kick it off. This is episode 5 of the Two Dab Crew podcast. It's your boy Powder. We're here with Andre Ergoff and Da Vinci back again. Like you're like just you're like a reoccurring character on the podcast.
Let's do
it. like I feel like you've been in what, like this like 5th episode.
I want to say 5.
So he's been in like 1/7 of the episodes.
Yeah.
What percentage breakdown is that? Because
I think that's almost as much as DJ Will.
Yeah. He was in like four or five fucking episodes before he fucking went off to his inspiring
How's his
DJ
career
career.
going?
Yeah, whatever.
The same way every DJ career goes.
driving
nowhere.
around his pervy van, not listening to the podcast. Still, the son of a bitch. So I mean, we got a couple of good topics for episode 5 today. And I guess we're gonna start with
a returning segment. Let's start with the returning segment.
Let's tell the history of that first, though. So we recently just came back from Atlanta. There's a production company up there. Hold up. That it wants to work with the podcast. So they heard the podcast through Pandora. Shout out to Chainlink Media. Follow them on Instagram. So they hit us up. They're like, yo, your podcast is, pretty dope. We want to do something with it. Next time you're in Atlanta, look us up. So we was like, all right, cool. Well, let's go to Atlanta. I've never been there. So we were driving up there. And then like me and Andre are sitting there talking, and it's like we were going about the podcast like way back. Because, we've been doing the podcast for like 5 years, just unsuccessfully. Like we recently have been successful with the podcast on consistencies.
Yeah, we were super inconsistent before.
So, but I found like I have an old SoundCloud of some like really, really old episodes from like 2016, 2017. Because like one of the episodes, Trump was just elected president. Mm-hmm. So like that shit was way back. So we're driving in the car and I'm like, yo, you remember this shit? And we were listening to it and it's like, whoa, those can never see the light of day.
Hey, it doesn't seem like it, but 2016 was a long time ago.
Yeah, listen, there were certain words thrown around. It's like if society wasn't so sensitive, like those episodes could be aired, but because of society being the way it is, you can't do it. So it was like, all right, well, but we listened to it, and there was something from those podcasts that we used to do, and we used to call it the Get Rich Quick. Yeah. Right. So every episode we would start the podcast off by scratching a scratch off ticket. And if we made it big on the scratch off ticket, we were going to fucking quit the podcast.
Right.
Right.
Right. Because the original plan, besides being entertainment, is we used to do, we're going to do a podcast and get rich quick. Yeah. That was like our original plan.
Like the whole point of it was to make money. So it was like, if we do the scratch off and we win a fucking $1 million, we're good. Like, and it was funny because the first scratch off we did or some shit, we won like $50. Yeah. But then we invested all that shit in the fucking more scratch off and taquitos, and then that shit was gone. So we were still here. Hey, but that's what we do. We scratch it off. Did you win? No. Okay, well, back to the podcast, and here we go. So we're gonna do that. And
so
then we were
basically, the fans and supporters need to root against.
Yeah, if you like the podcast, like then definitely hope we don't win on a scratch off ticket, but also just support us and the many avenues that we partake in, whether it's the podcast here, the gaming channel, South Beach Beard, Elite Photos, like wherever like we have our touch in, support it, because if we feel the support, we're gonna keep doing the podcast.
Right.
If we don't feel the support, eventually we're gonna have to get back on the grind and get another job. I mean, because I've been watching Wolf of Wall Street, and with the stock market the way it is, like, I think I'm like 2 Quaaludes away from fucking making it big.
I'm not fucking leaving. We're gonna get to the stock market. So I've been scratching this lottery ticket. Our winning numbers are 8, 15, 9, and 20. Bonus numbers are 26, 22, and 30.
Nobody gives a fuck. Did we win any money or did we
not?
No,
we didn't win anything. Right. So we gotta finish recording this episode.
He said they're going through all this shit.
Is there some money on that shit?
Right, are we doing the podcast, or can I be like, we're wrapping this shit up? Like, let's go.
We're doing the podcast.
We hope you like this episode.
Yeah.
We're doing the podcast, but on an unrelated note, I think this will be my last podcast. And I'll see y'all when I see y'all, right?
Hey,
nah, I'm joking.
Sit your ass down. You still got $25 in my Dogecoin. You
did give me the money for that. No.
Yeah,
I'll shoot you $25 after he hits the 5.
Nope. I want whatever shares that $25 bought.
Okay.
But anyway, so episode 5 here, we're doing a couple different things. the podcast does have some avenues coming out pretty soon. So we will have a Patreon starting very soon. We are going on the TikTok campaign.
It's about time.
A lot of digital, physical stuff is coming very soon in 2021. So if you want to stay up to date for any of that shit, please follow us at BP_2dab on Instagram, on Snapchat, on Twitter. Facebook is facebook.com/2dabcrew podcast. They got it, the website, 2dabcrew.com. Like anywhere you go, like you put 2dab crew, you're going to find us somewhere.
Right.
So
Except
we're that
Pornhub. But give us a couple of months.
Listen.
2dab2 presents 2 girls. One dab.
I know we got one more topic, and I'm going to touch base on the Pornhub when we get to the other topic.
Okay.
I don't want to milk the cow too early.
Okay.
It'd be like blowing your load like before you're ready to blow it, But that's every man's biggest fear, right? Is pre-ejaculation.
Yeah.
Nah.
Nah, if it happens, we're like,
Oops.
sorry.
That's when you just have your pre-written statements for when that happened. And
This never happens.
You just recite it off.
No,
You're just this good.
like that Dave Chappelle
not me,
skit
it's
when
you.
he was pretending to, that Dave Chappelle skit when he had the chick sign the NDA.
Yeah.
Like, I know you won't tell anybody because I'll sue your ass. So again, as we go through the podcast, it'll be a lot of things, and we'll get into the Atlanta shit a little bit later. But again, shout out to Chain Link Media. They will be an affiliate partner with the podcast down the road. So number love up there. I was actually a guest on their podcast. It's called That Indie Life Podcast. It's about independent artists and people on the grind. So they did an interview with me. About how hard it is to maintain the podcast. And again, we've been doing this shit, for 5 years. So the idea has been in the work for 6 or 7, but we've been actually doing it for 5 years.
Yeah.
So I appreciate them for recognizing the grind, inviting us up, and then the business that we spoke about afterwards. But we'll get into that. Big topic today from a lot of people who listen to the podcast is they want us to bring back stock talk. And granted, I don't have an MBA. I don't have
advice.
I don't have an MBA.
Guess who's 2 months away from an MBA? Your boy Da Vinci.
All right. Well, obviously you got all the stock information that we do, but a lot of it is we talk about like the whole surge in the GameStop stock and what the Redditors did to the stock market.
I don't like when people phrase it that way. The Redditors didn't do anything.
No. The Redditors found out the bullshit and then just
They
exploited.
didn't find out anything. It was already there.
Okay, obviously, I started the shit out with I don't have an MBA. You don't need to fucking
I'm
ridicule
sorry. I
me.
apologize,
Like
pal.
you're
I
roasting me on my own fucking show, man. Like for a guy that's here a 7th of the time, like I would hope you recognize the hierarchy of people you can fucking roast, and I'm not one of them. Okay?
Oh, you're gonna get it. I'm sitting over here with a bunch of bullets in the chamber, but let's go.
My man.
So the reason
he got the cock gun over here.
Right.
he's like a
Who do I
sniper.
have to go through?
He's
get
a
roast
sniper.
to you?
He's taking it like a like
Right.
ready for the exhale breath, like pow.
Like ready to pound.
Hey, someone watched Gemini Man way too many times.
Who?
Him.
No, I haven't seen Gemini Man.
Oh, you
but,
should. It's an
Listen,
excellent
true
story.
story. True story.
But anyway, like it's just crazy, like what you could see happen, and like I didn't know anything about it. So like Andre was sitting there trying to explain that shit to me for like 4 hours. Like after a 6-hour car ride, it was like 4 hours for me to fucking get it. But the only way I realized it was when we started talking about like shoes on StockX. Then I was like, oh wait, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Oh, when you sit there and you take when you buy the J's and then you got to resell them for higher. But if I bought them all, like then it started
so dumb when I realized I could have I went through all the examples I could think of, and then he said StockX, and I was like, oh yeah, think of it like shoes. After 4 hours, it only took 5 minutes talking about shoes for this motherfucker to understand it. And low key, I didn't let on at the time, but I was a little hot that I spent that
That's
long.
the blackest shit I ever heard.
Right.
But listen, like between that and then watching Wolf of Wall Street again, like I start to figure it out, right? Wow.
I'm glad they could be of assistance.
But I mean, like, it's just crazy to see what happens and to see that stock rise and to know that, you know, it's not, I want to say, like, it's people in high spots that control the stock market. It's like regular people like us. You know what I'm saying? Like that. But it shows. It reminds me of fucking the movie 300 when Leonidas threw that fucking spear at Xerxes. Yeah. It was like you didn't kill me. It's like, nah, but I let him know you bleed. Like and that's enough to start like a revolt. True. You know, so seeing what happened to these hedge fund dudes is good to let, like, I don't want to say common man, but like, you know, regular people that you control the market as much as these $1 million people. Right. You know, it's strength in numbers with us versus their strength in capital. You know, so one guy has $1 million. It's going to take 1 million of us with $1 to combat that.
I think a dangerous thing to think, though, now that I'm thinking about it, it's not necessarily a us versus them. We need to all work together for a better economy. And if they're doing something we don't like, we have the power to correct it.
Yeah.
But that's only recently, like, they always used to say, oh, it's free market, but it was never really free market because there was limited access to information. There was limited access to be able to participate in the transactions. And in the last 10 years, information has been plentiful. And only recently in the last 6 years, between Robinhood, Tasty Trades, and a couple of other platforms, do we now have the access to participate.
And motherfuckers are already about to fuck it up for us. But continue.
Okay.
I don't know how they fuck it up for us. Like I'm fucking stoked right now. Like I downloaded Robinhood on my birthday. I'm sitting in the hotel room and I'm looking at this shit and I find this shit called Dogecoin. And I'm like, what is this? Right? But it had a fucking huge upkeep because it was fractions of a cent and then it was trading at like 5 cents. So I look over at Andre and I'm like, oh shit. And it's like, oh, this is some dumb cryptocurrency. I'm like, buy $25 of it. So he's like, send me $25, thinking I wouldn't. Next thing you know, his phone's beeping. Bing! There's $25. Buy my fucking Dogecoin. Because like I couldn't get on. Like I signed up, but it wouldn't let me. Like it was like application and review or whatever the fuck it was.
It takes a couple days.
Yeah. So I was like, fuck, right? And then it popped up. So here I am. I was like, fuck it. I'm buying 1,000. Right? I'm buying 1,000 Dogecoin. Right? I bought $25 worth of it. Then I dropped another $30 on it. Then today I dropped another 100 on it because the shit's at 7 cents. Yep. You know, it's sitting there skyrocketing from 3 cents to 7 cents. So
You're
it's
not
like
spending that money on alcohol. So
yeah,
you got cash now.
and due to better health and shit like that, and whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like we have expendable income because it's.
I think the simple of like that situation is the upside is so much higher. Like it's ridiculous how much higher it is than what you're actually spending to invest.
Yeah, but I mean, like if like just knowing about it, like the biggest thing I could tell anybody is like if you're not seeking information, like you're not living life. You know, like with this whole stock shit. Like I had no idea about it. Like I'm very, I don't want to say ignorant, but I'm not well versed. In the market of stocks.
I would rather be ignorant.
What?
I would have rather be ignorant.
No, I'm just saying. Like I'm saying for me personally, like I'm not skilled in the market. Like I know the basics. Like and you look at stocks, like they go up and down, and you're always so fixed on like heavier stocks. Like here's the real gains, you know what you can invest in, but you don't see like the type of gains and the shit that people make. And just looking at it and like. What I do is like I do self-research now. I fucking like we have Google as like a main search engine and a lot of people don't actually take advantage of that. So it's like I'm sitting there learning the skills and it's like, all right, Dogecoin is great because I'm already like today alone, I'm up like $30. So I took $100 or originally I had $55 in it and I made $30 on it. So I already made 50% of my money back. You know, as a gain. So I made 50%. Like, where can you get a rate of return of 50% in a matter of a week? You know, because you're not getting that in like stocks and bonds, or if you buy like, what are the things that you buy?
Options.
No, what are they called?
Tax bonds.
No, CDs.
CDs, certified deposit. Oh,
yeah,
you ain't making nothing,
right? Because you're making like 2 to 3% on it. If you put your money in a savings account, you're 2 to 3%. I mean, even with my job, like with employee stock purchase plan,
even a savings account right now.
Yeah, but even a savings account, nowhere you're getting 10% of your money back.
Yeah.
So just to see something like this, I can make 50% of my money back, and all it takes is a couple minutes to fucking look at it and determine if the market's going to be. But I'm determining my investment based on like the buzz on Google or Twitter. And like if you look at Twitter right now, all the top hashtags are Dogecoin to the moon, Dogecoin this and that. And it's fucking crazy to sit there and say, I could make some money. And another thing, my dude Franklin called me today. It was like, remember when y'all did like the first episode of the podcast back in April? DJ Will was talking about stocks. So he was like, oh, I bought some stock in Carnival Cruise Line, right? And the stocks of the cruise ships were literally like $10 because the market had just crashed because of the fucking COVID.
Yes.
They're set to open the ports up in April, and right now the stock's already at $24. So the stock's already doubled. So you imagine whatever money you would have put, if you listened to our podcast, you would have listened to us a year ago and said, hey, invest in cruise ship stocks. You would have already doubled your money. So if you had $1,000, now you got $2,000. Right? Who the fuck can say they can double their money in a year? I mean, yeah, if you have a lot of like, if you got an MBA come in, or you're a well
practice trader,
or if you're privy to knowledge like that or something like that, then yeah, you can make some serious money. But I'm talking about the podcast a year ago was just regular people. Like we sitting on the couch just bullshit. Like, oh, hey, invest in this because it seems like it's a market that'll come back.
This is not financial advice.
It's not. But the thing is that like we found it on our own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We went out there, we saw something and thought it could be an investment, and then guess what? It paid off. Like I guess not every investment's going to pay off, but you got to take advantage of that. And I don't think a lot of people are. And if you do want to take advantage of that, hit me up at BP_2Dab. I'll send you the link for Robinhood. We can all get rich.
You got to pay off this equipment somehow.
Listen, when I start tallying up the equipment, look,
stock ain't gonna do shit for you.
I invite. Well, that's not necessarily true because like I invited my sister a year ago. I've been trading since 2014. I've been on Wall Street's bets since 2016, and that's why I said I'd rather be ignorant because I saw the GameStop stuff happening like back in October, November. But I was so busy with work, I didn't bother to really pay attention to it. So I could have gotten in at like $20 had I just been paying attention.
Man,
you know how much that makes me sad and cry? That I could be out here having Coke parties, but instead I'm sitting here with y'all 4 dudes recording this podcast.
Yeah, I think we all have those moments.
Unwillingly, too. Remember, he was sounding like Eeyore, oh, I guess I'm going to do the podcast.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have anything else to do.
Yeah.
I could be doing some other shit, but I guess I'll do it with you guys.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm doing that.
Sounding like fucking Sloth from the Goonies over here. Hey, you guys, let's do the pod.
Bullet number 1. You ever cut me off like that again?
Oh, man.
Hierarchy.
What you mean cut you off?
I was speaking.
Did you just put the 50 cal in the chamber?
What is he talking about?
Spicy.
He just loaded the 50.
Where are we coming with this, bro? Where's the pistol at?
In the car?
Oh, shit. I don't
You
know.
gotta
We
hit you
taking
the
shots. I need to get down, get cover. damn, Proud Boy, stand back and stand by. I didn't know it was gonna be one of these podcasts. Like I left my bulletproof vest in Atlanta. I figured I'm coming back home. I don't need that shit no more. So, but anyway, like again with the stocks, like take some time to look into them. You know, like if you don't know, ask somebody. I mean,
yeah.
I'm sitting on $150 investment. If it go to 10 cents a share, I'm sitting on $200. Right, that's a 25% gain, and is very plausible in the next hour or so.
Yeah.
So,
or you can just not touch it and let it sit there and come back in like 3 years.
Yeah, but that's the trick though. Is cryptocurrency going to make a big jump?
I think so.
Yes, crypto technology is the future.
Yeah.
I mean, because
crypto technology is still up in the air. Bitcoin's a front runner, but I mean, to be honest, there's no Ethereum is not far behind it, and like there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. There's nothing set that's gonna cut it off. The only thing that's gonna cause a problem for current crypto investors is if governments like India or other places start saying, no, you can't use those cryptocurrencies. You have to use this government cryptocurrency, and people actually run with that.
Yeah, but that would ruin it.
It would ruin it. It would absolutely ruin it.
Look, I see cryptocurrency as like,
yeah, but it would also cause a revolt. I just wanted to throw that in before we're talking about revolutionary action too.
Yes.
Well, especially for the people owning a Bitcoin at $35,000 a piece.
I mean, I don't even think it's that. I think it's the fact of the government saying, "Hey, we're going to regulate what currency you can spend." As far as like, it's like saying they
do that. They do that now, though. Like in the U.S., you can take you can exchange your currency.
So
but
all governments would have to side and say we're going to use one cryptocurrency.
But then in that way, they're effectively killing all barter systems except the ones they allow, which is basically what they're saying.
Everyone in the world is going to be affected by this, which means
everyone in the world going to be pissed off.
Exactly. The good revolutionary action.
I think the good thing is that they all still fucking think about COVID. So
shit, probably think I got some bullets in the chamber. Let them try some of that tyrannical shit. It's gonna be on.
I feel uncomfortable sitting here right now because I feel like he coming right at me. Like, and I always know Andre's the culprit, and I'm the only one that gets blamed for it. like that one pod,
listen,
like
that
one
podcast been strong for 20 years. Why change it up now?
Like that one podcast that we couldn't air because of the politics behind it. Like, I feel like I took all the blame for that, but it was his fault. Like, he was the one talking about random dick pics and shit that he had on his phone.
Oh
yeah, but it was like, I was the creep, but he was the one talking about he Googled random dick pics.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing we shouldn't get into it.
No.
Real briefly, I would send them to people I knew as jokes, and it was actually pretty funny at the time.
Okay.
But we're gonna start and end at that. Right there.
Like
I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
we're not getting into that. So I do want to tell a story, right? And this goes back to our whole Atlanta trip.
Man, I don't want to hear your old Dusty story.
Yeah, yo.
It's a great story.
I'm just
yes, you do want to hear my old Dusty story, right? So
regale us, please.
So again, our friends over there at Chain Link Media, they invited us to Atlanta, right? They're like, hey, if you're in Atlanta, come see us. My birthday coming up. It wasn't really nothing going on, so it's like, all right, well, let's go to Atlanta for the day or two. To see what it's like, meet with these people because, we're all trying to grow businesses here. You guys understand that with South Beach Beard. We're doing that with the podcast. They're trying to do that with their, film production company. So, they heard the podcast, they liked it, and they were like, hey, you got something here. So let's go see. So it's like, all right, we go to Atlanta. Like Atlanta, even though like it was, I want to say kind of like, I don't want to say boring, but we didn't do much because we didn't know the lay of the land. Like we're definitely in an uncomfortable spot. There's a couple things that stand out to me from that trip that I want to tell people about. So first things first, right? That Friday night, they tell us meet us at a billiard spot, right?
Oh, you motherfucker! Oh, okay. Okay,
so
I'm gonna let them tell the story. Go ahead.
So they was like, meet us at a pool hall, right? We were supposed to record their podcast on Saturday. It's Friday night. It was my birthday, so they were like, hey, come to the pool hall. We'll have a couple drinks, and we'll just chill, vibe. So we get to the pool hall, and the first thing, like, we get out the car, Andre's like, I ain't got no mask. So I'm like, all right, here, I got two, and I give him one. That motherfucker flipped out, man.
Explain to them why I flipped out.
So I got this 2-pack of masks from Walmart, right? And they look like paisley print. Mm-hmm. One's black and one's blue. So, I'm wearing the black leather jacket, my black shirt, whatever. So I'm obviously like, I have no blue on. I have all this black. So I grabbed the black mask. So I hand him the blue one. He's like, I'm not wearing a fucking blue mask at a pool spot like this.
In the middle. He's going to send a black man in the middle of Atlanta into a pool hall we know nothing about wearing a blue paisley face mask like some motherfucking Crip. I'm sitting here like, hell no.
He was like, you trying to get me shot. I'm like, it's a face mask, man. He's like, I'm not wearing no blue mask in a pool spot. I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, let's switch.
Hell no.
But it was funny because the fucking sign on the door was like, if you have COVID, don't come in. Well, dang. Like, literally, like, it was, I was like, damn, that shit was blunt. I mean, but so we get there, and, you know, we meet with the dudes and we sit there chilling, playing pool. You know, it was a vibe. Like, we were all cool. But that was really about it. You know, we went driving around Atlanta a little bit, saw some shit. But Saturday night, was like, I don't think I've ever felt inadequate like I did Saturday night. So whatever, you know, we meet with the guys, we do the podcast, we check out a Miller's Ale House in Atlanta, and I tell you what, like,
oh wow,
it was not Florida Ale House material. Like it was. The bartender was kind of like rude to us. There was a chick over there kept spying on us. Yeah. It wasn't a vibe. But so we was sitting there, and then we were like, all right, we're gonna go out. So I'm like, yo, let's leave the car and Uber. But we're like, we have no idea where we're going in Atlanta.
So that's why I refused to Uber.
So it was like, we don't know. And then like what we saw was Atlanta don't have a club district. Like, you know, like downtown Orlando or here or like in Miami, South it's Beach. Ocean Drive.
You know, it's places.
Yeah, it's fucking scattered. Mm-hmm. So we drove down and it took us forever to find parking. Like the parking system in Atlanta is ridiculous. Right? And that's what I will say. Like the city is beautiful. The women there are definitely like I was saying, like the women are fed in Georgia. Like they call it the peach state for a reason, because I was like, holy shit. Like everywhere I turned, it was ass. Oh, whoa. Like that's not that. I was like, you know, y'all feed them around here. But anyway, so we parked somewhere. Finally, it was $20 to park. Right, it was all right. $20.
Oh, it gets worse.
$20. We sit in there, park. We go. We find a bar. We're in there. It's almost 1:30 in the morning. You know, thank God they don't close most shit till 3. Like Orlando closes at 2, Miami closes at sunrise. That's the truth.
And they close at sunrise to open back up at 7 a.m.
Yeah. So we was like, all right. And then Andre's like, man, we got to go to Magic City. Right, my aunt was like,
Atlanta. I knew that was gonna come up. We'll see.
My aunt was like, you got to go to Magic City because she watched some show about Magic City or some shit, and it was like, no, I have to, you know, pause and put asterisks. I haven't been to a real strip club, like a real one, since I left Miami, and that was 2011 ish, right? So it's like, okay. Because, I mean, we've been to some bullshit ones like in Tampa or Orlando, but like not a real strip club like King of Diamonds or Tootsie's or something like that. Like I haven't been to a real strip club. So maybe I am too far out of the game to really recognize what is normal and what is what do we call it?
It wasn't normal.
Spectacle?
It was a spectacle.
Okay. So
this was some Cirque du Soleil shit.
So we were sitting there like, it was like, all right, fine. Let's go to Magic City. It's 1:30 in the morning. They close at 3. I wanted a Magic City shirt anyway. So I was like, all right, let's go. So we go, we drive. Magic City is in this part of Atlanta that, you know, it's like, it reminded me of like downtown Miami by Overtown. Like, I was like, I don't know if I want to park my car here. So Magic City got parking. All right, cool. We pull up. You know, dude's like, they'll take care of you in a minute. All right, there's like 3 cars in front of us. And I was wondering, like, why the fuck it takes so long to park? Now, dude hits the door of the car. He's like, parking 60 or 100. I was like, huh? 60 or 100. Bye. And I looked over to Andre. I was like, what'd he say? Huh? 60 or 100 to park. And I'm like, I got the pistol in the car. So I'm like, I don't want to do no valet. I don't like doing valet when I got the pistol in the car. So I'm like, 60. So we pull up. Dude's like, you want me to park your car? I'm like, no, I'm good. He's like, all right, we'll park somewhere over there. So we park. And, you know, as soon as we got the car, it's a homeless person right there. Like right in front of a strip club. Like I guess that's like if I was homeless, where the fuck would I want to hang out? Probably in front of a strip club.
Let me ask the difference between the 60 and the 100.
I have no idea. I was not. No. But believe me now, like it gets worse.
Yes, it does.
So we park, right? We're like, all right, the Magic City booth's over there, and I'm looking at the shirt. Andre knows I'm buying the shirt. He's like, all right. But the homeless dude there kind of like spooked us. Because, we're in unfamiliar territory. So it's like, all right.
I didn't want to, because we were like, nah, man, we ain't got nothing for you. So I didn't want to go buy the shirt, then come back to the car, and then have to deal with another interaction with this bum. So we were like, fuck it, we'll get it afterwards.
So we get to the door. The policeman pats us down. He's like, it's 100 to get in right now. Y'all still down? Like, Andre looked over at me as he was getting pat down. I was like, motherfucker, you better keep walking.
Listen, y'all know, like, I'm the cheap one.
We just paid $60 to park. I'm not going to turn around and walk away.
That's sunken cost mentality.
Now, if you look at the website of Magic City, which is amazing, it says 3 to 9 p.m. is free entry. After 9 p.m., it's $20, but the rate can go up depending on business, right? And it's 2 o'clock in the morning at this point. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, how fucking busy can it be? So I'm like, fuck it. We came this far. I just paid $60 to park and $20 at the other spot like half hour ago. I'm $80 in park. We going into fucking Magic City. We are fucking going. Like I'm doing the Wolf of Wall Street. You know what? I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. So like we get pat down, we go inside, and then the good thing is the chick at the door was like $40 a piece. Before she could think twice, I put 40 in her hand and I kept going. I'm like, fuck it. And now this is where.
Hold on, before you get to that. So I thought it was a hustle. Like, it's like, oh, these two people. Oh, we forgot about the gay dude and his two friends that were talking shit while we were waiting to park.
Oh. I thought that was females.
It was one gay dude and two females.
Oh, so like as we was waiting to park, they was out there talking shit about Magic City. The cop was like, well, they don't need to fucking be here. Y'all could leave. Like, get the fuck off the property. Like, they weren't allowed. Like, you could talk shit about the club. Like, in front of the club. They was like, y'all could fucking leave.
Made them go wait across the street for their Uber.
Yeah.
They weren't happy with the club, which I can understand why they might not have been happy, but still to be openly talking, like, loud, brave talking shit, standing between, like, the security guard that passed people down and the dudes managing parking. And then we just sitting in the car laughing because it was loud as fuck. And he was all like, yo, y'all can get the fuck off the property and go wait for the Uber over there.
But this is where the spectacle came in, right?
Right.
So, like, I had no idea what Magic City was going to look like. Like, I was looking at it on the website, but I was more interested in the merchandise. I was like, yo, I need to have a Magic City shirt. Like,
They got a fly logo.
It just say Magic City on it.
No, I'm talking about the other logo.
Yeah, but I was like, I fucking need it. I'm going to Atlanta. There's no way I'm going to Atlanta and not going to, like, the strip club that all these rappers and shit talk about, right? Jermaine Dupri and Welcome to Atlanta, Magic City, Future, Esco, Magic City. Like, all these other motherfuckers, Young Jock, Magic City. Like everybody talk about Magic City. So, like, what is the fucking big deal about Magic City?
Especially for dudes that been the king of diamonds.
And, you know what? I fucking found out once I walked through the fucking door.
Yeah.
That Magic City is fucking amazing.
It's
if you are going for a show or if you have a ton of money.
Yes.
So typically, like, and I want to say my last venture to the strip club was probably either Daytona or Tampa. So like we used to go to a strip club in Daytona, but it wasn't like a real strip club. I mean, the chicks would end up getting naked for you anyway, just because they had nothing better to do. But you walk in there with like $200 in ones and then buy some drinks, and you was balling, right?
Yeah.
Here's $10 for a dance. You sitting at the stage throwing that shit. I tell you, when I walked into Magic City, like it was like literally like walking into a baller parade, bro. Fucking money everywhere. Money. I literally. It looked like money was just circulating in the air, like we were in the middle of a fucking.
Bro, it was the
money machine where you got to grab as much money as possible.
Listen, yeah, that's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of like one of those fucking like phone booths that they put you in when the air blows and the money's just everywhere. Like all right, let me give my shout outs. One to the amazing ladies that work there, right?
Shout out.
Every one of them was beautiful. Every one of them. Like, I didn't see no dancer that shouldn't have been there tonight or shouldn't have had their clothes off. Right? They was all naked. Most of them. I mean, except the waitresses, but that shit, shout out to the ballers in that bitch. Because I tell you what, when I see all that money flying around, I was like, all right, well, let's see how it goes. So we go in. There's, of course, money's hitting me in the face, fucking flying all over the place. I feel like I'm swatting money away, like I'm one of those inflatable arm tube men. Like I'm just like trying to fucking keep dollars from hitting me because I don't want to touch the money. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not mine. It belonged to one of these chicks. They had bouncers, police, and I'm assuming D-boys, but I mean to each their own. I don't know what anybody does in there. I just know they had cash. So, maybe they invested in GameStop stock and they was blowing that shit. I mean, there could have been real ballers in there. I'm talking about fucking 401k traders by day, fucking throwing bands by night. But when they say throwing bands, like
literal,
hold on. Okay. We can't get to that yet. like I never thought I thought throwing bands would have been like, like you doing it like. It didn't make any sense to me. Like you think about it in a song, and you may see it in the music video, and you think like that's some like exaggerate shit. Like I'm exaggerating. Like this ain't real. So I get to the bar, I order us 2 drinks. She says the bar's about to close. I'm like, all right, well, give me two Grey Goose and Red Bulls, and then two Coronas, right? We're not trying to get fucked up in a place we don't know, especially because Magic City ain't got nowhere to sit.
It's almost all standing room except for like the VIP areas behind glass and then like these benches that were already packed up on like the far wall.
So I'm like, all right, cool. So we get the drink, vibing, beautiful ladies around. It's a dude standing next to Andre.
Oh, yeah.
Right? This dude had this weird leather jacket on and he had a backpack and he was with a chick. These 2 fucking dancers walked by. He grabbed them both. And then before I'd know it, the one of them was naked, twerking in front of him, and the other one was twerking, and he's sitting there like slapping the bottom of their booties and shit. Yeah. And I was like, all right, cool. I guess that's how you get a lap dance. Like you put this motherfucker with his bag.
All
right.
The bag his female friend was holding. This nigga turns around to her, gestures. She presents the bag. This man pulls out stacks on bands from the bag like this shit was a fucking song, bro, or a music video. I tell you what, man, we used to go to the strip club all the time in Miami. I ain't never in my life actually seen people do that for real.
Yo, I'm talking about. Have you ever seen the meme of the dude holding all the money to the phone? Yeah, like it was a phone?
Yeah. Yes.
That's what the shit looked like. He grabbed this bitch. They wasn't even counting the money. Like literally, like you had the little blue band on it. I think that's for $100 on a pack. He would pop it and just grab it and like sprinkle it on these bitches like he was Salt Bae. Like I was like, what the fuck? Then another dude comes to the bar, hands the bartender a fucking hand of cash. Next thing you know, she brings him a fucking. It looked like
2 handful of stacks. It must have been like
a buffet style of fucking cash, and it just hands it to him. The next thing you know...
Hold on, before that, he drops one of the bands because it busts open as she's shoving it towards him. And then, like, my first instance, I'm from the fucking South. I want to be helpful. And I go to touch it. I'm all like, what the fuck am I doing? And I just turn around. And I turn back around because I'm like, nah, don't touch other niggas' money. Especially in the strip club, right? Luckily, my good sense came over me. But go ahead and explain what happens next.
So like... Again, like I'm talking about, like it was a spectacle. Like these chicks, like they have like the poles. Like the stage is a H style stage. So 2 long places and one joint in the middle. 2 poles. The poles go up to some like random like poles in the ceiling. The chicks were climbing up the poles, then attaching their legs to the fucking top, and then hanging upside down like kids at the monkey bars. Then grabbing the other chicks and swinging them.
This is why I said some circus. It looked like a circus of like they're swinging the bitch.
I was like, damn, that's the fucking Graysons right there. Like they're robbing.
The flying Graysons.
There was the flying Graysons, bro.
Like literally, like you. I'm telling you, you haven't experienced a strip club till you've seen a chick hanging from the ceiling holding another chick by her arms or legs, and she's twerking mid-air.
Like
you think twerking on a stage or twerking at a TikTok is something? Try twerking in mid-air. Then mad respect to the dancers in that bitch.
Bro.
But this is where this shit gets even worse, right? So there's money all over the floor. Andre's like, yo, I wish I had a vacuum. The fucking floor. At one point, it looked like the carpet was dollar bills.
Right.
Like literally, it was just dollars everywhere. They weren't even bothering to pick them up. It was just fucking dollars everywhere.
And that's when we got hit by the hurricane.
Yes.
The Cat 5
hurricane. The 5G hurricane. Because all of a sudden, right, next thing I know, this dude next to us is fucking throwing bands. It's people like dudes getting on the stage, literally just popping the band on the stacks, throw them in the air. And I was like, holy shit. It looked like it was like $5,000.
And literally the whole club just started.
Like the whole club was like throwing money. Like everybody was throwing money in the air. And I'm sitting there with my like measly like $300 in my pocket. I was like, you know what? I'm bowing out. Because there's no way in hell my measly $300 is gonna make a difference in this fucking $5,000 storm.
I was like, you're a better angel, because that was. Smart.
I was like,
no, it was because like
that's smart. Don't.
We each pulled 300, going like, it was a couple of drinks, maybe a couple of dances.
Yeah, it's 2 a.m. The club closed at 3. Like
right.
how much you really gonna get done? But and again, like I don't know if this is like new strip club shit, like if that's what strip clubs is really like nowadays, or if maybe I'm just like out the game, or
because we ain't never seen that even when we were in the game.
Yeah, but we're talking 10 years ago. I mean,
That's
King
true.
of Diamonds was kind of close,
yeah.
But I've never seen a fucking hailstorm of money like that in my life.
It's
like
Magic
literally,
City though, man.
But
apparently,
and then the chicks, when the song is done, they get down and they get these big ass grocery bags and they're just fucking scooping the money into these fucking grocery bags. Like if I was a chick, I'd be a stripper, because like I'm sure them chicks clean up with $1,000 a night. You know, if you go on stage twice and you give a couple dances, I mean the 2 chicks next to us that were just shaking their butts and letting this dude slap on it, they probably made $1,000. That dude literally was pulling out stacks.
Yeah.
And the thing is it must be normal because people was walking over that shit like it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like me and Andre sitting there like, yo, it's $18 on the floor.
Trying to Kevin Hart that shit.
You know,
yeah,
holy shit. I tell you what, like I was like, I left in shame. I was like, here I was thinking I was doing well in life, but
it's motivation, man.
It's exactly what I told him on the way out. I said, look, I want to come in here and throw 2 stacks. First thing I did when we left the club was I fucking I sent a Twitter tweet to Elon Musk asking him to let me buy a Model S with some Dogecoin. I'm still waiting on my response, Elon, but you know it's all good. Like I know you're busy raising the price of Dogecoin, but raise it enough so I could buy that Model S and it's mine.
True.
Pull up to the club in a Tesla next time.
All right, so now we got to get to the degrading part of the Magic City.
All right.
I don't know if I call that degrading, but like,
I felt bad.
Andre was sitting there laughing. He was like, "Look at all that money." I'm like, "Wait, the degrading part's about to come," and he didn't believe me. And then like the song stopped, and then Chick had to get on her hands and knees and pick up the money
off the ground.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it's not like a, you know, like in a regular, I want to say like I don't even want to call it a regular club no more, because like Magic City set the new standard for me. If you ain't Magic City, you ain't shit. I'm sorry. But like, you know, when you go to a strip club, you throw the money on stage, and at least they was picking it up off the stage. But these chicks that were like dancing on the floor, they had to literally get on the floor where everybody was walking. And the funny thing was like, he had a dollar bill stuck to the bottom of his shoe. I had a dollar bill stuck to,
because
like,
we were like scooting the money
towards
her
people are
to
fucking,
make it a little like,
but they're spilling
faster.
drinks, and the drinks are, you know, like your bottom of your shoe get wet, and then you can't not step on money in Magic City.
Yeah,
like money was everywhere, and I swear
it was like the rose petals from Coming to America.
That shit was crazy. But I tell you what, like it motivated me to get more money because I want to throw $1,000. Like I don't want to watch the 5G hailstorm next time. I want to be a part of it. But I tell you what, I never felt, you know what I'm saying? Like I work hard all the time, so when I step into a place, I know I can buy whatever drink I want or this or that. Like I'm not well off, but I'm good enough that I can get what I want for the most part. But walking in there, it's like, I ain't shit.
I
went home. I was looking in the mirror.
He had no powder. He had no powder.
I was like, you ain't shit. I said, you disgust me. And the mirror was like, yeah, you damn right. And I was like, oh, the fuck?
All I picture is like LeBron doing his pregame celebration with his baby powder or the chalk when he's about to throw it up, but he does the whole thing and there's nothing there. That was powder.
Listen, no, I tell you what. I tell you what. Like I was disappointed. I was like it was amazing to watch that.
Yeah.
But it was like not being able to partake in it. I mean, like I didn't
because we could have thrown up like we each had 300.
Yeah,
could have thrown that, but that
would have been really stupid.
But literally, like
I'd rather stand there like a buster and throw nothing.
These dudes weren't throwing.
If you actually try to throw something, then you get ridiculed even harder. They were like, put that little shit away.
Because in the reality of things, half the time I would think most people don't know who's really like throwing the money. Like there may be some big ballers that they're like, oh, he keeps throwing. I know he's throwing, but they probably thought y'all was throwing too, man. Like realistically, y'all were in there, and they probably
no.
There wasn't a chance.
I'm not fronting at all. Like I did not throw a dime.
Yeah, but people don't know if you walk to a different part. They probably like, oh, he was part of that.
I don't. But that's not self-fulfilling for me.
Sure.
Like I'm not fronting. I'm not Pharrell.
Plus the T.I. looking dude was sitting on the stage right across.
It was this dude that looked like T.I. He was sitting on the stage and he had a Louis bag next to him. And he was sitting there for the whole time. That motherfucker didn't move. And he looked like he was like enjoying the party. Like, who is he to sit on the stage? He was with a chick. And when she moved, I saw the Louis bag. And I was like, oh, he must be somebody. But he didn't throw a fucking dollar. And I was like, all right. But these dudes, like, they weren't throwing $20, $30 at a time. Literally, I was watching the guy. He stood up, popped the band. The whole $100 went in the air. Pop the next band, the whole $100 in the air before the first 100 hit the floor. Yeah. The next one, boom. And then because this guy come, boom, another guy with a fucking satchel looking like he was, Zach, what's his name? Yeah, from fucking Hangover. He had the satchel. He going in the satchel. Thought he was going to pull out the Ocarina of Time. No, this motherfucker threw up on a fucking stat. Like, I was so ashamed. I was like, I thought I was getting money, but I'm not.
You know that movie Pretty Woman where Sandra Bullock comes back to the store? Oh, never mind then.
That was not Sandra Bullock.
This is the second time I've made that mistake.
Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts.
But anyway, so that wasn't even the worst. Like I was like, all right, cool.
Dang, there's more?
Whatever.
Oh yeah.
No. So then we go to leave. It's 3:00. You know, the music stops. It's like, all right, we better get out of here before the rush. We get outside, the fucking Magic City store's closed. I didn't even get my fucking shirt.
Nope. No. Damn. And not the $60 parking, not the $40 entrance fee. It was missing out on buying the merch.
Yeah, man. Like how the fuck do people know I was part of that 5G storm? Now granted, I didn't contribute it. I wasn't a weather factor in the condition of the 5G storm, but I was in the middle. Literally, I'm sitting there drinking my drink. I'm sitting there drinking my drink like, yo, it might rain today, and this fucking dollars hit me in the face, and fucking dollars flying in my drink, and all the dollars are crispy as fuck too. Like literally, dollar falls right in my drink. I'm like, up, get out of my drink. Like that shit was crazy.
It was wild.
But like I'm glad I experienced it. From I want to say from a spectator standpoint, but the next time I go, best believe I'm playing in the game.
You're a participant.
Like, and that's why I need this Dogecoin to fucking go up. Like, we need some stock, and we need that shit to go fast.
But Atlanta was dope. Like, I've never like that shit was pretty as fuck. All this architecture and everything. The worst part about Atlanta,
parking,
traffic.
No, that's not it.
Well,
so I'm a dude from South Florida. We don't need heavy coats in South Florida. We ain't got big jackets in South Florida. So my ass gets to Atlanta and I'm all like, all right, cool. I'll just go buy a coat, right? It's Atlanta. There must be coats everywhere. We walking around. Everyone everywhere is wearing a coat. I'm like, all right, cool. Explain to me how we went on a motherfucking adventure trying to find me a coat. Could not find a single male jacket in all of downtown Atlanta.
Yo, the Macy's in Atlanta had fucking a whole floor of women's coats. You couldn't find a jacket. The only thing they had were sweatshirts.
Right.
Right. They had a ton of hoodies and sweatshirts, but they didn't have any like jackets.
Right.
Like no leather jackets, no anything like that. I mean, the only one I want to say is like the Ralph Lauren shit, but it was like $600 to $800, and we didn't have $100 to throw in Magic City, so there's damn sure,
you definitely don't want
damn sure ain't spending those $600. Not yet. I mean, if y'all support the podcast now and then get that little money going, I guarantee you, like I'll break the rules and film some shit at Magic City, me throwing some money. But until then, like y'all just gonna have to live with the dream, like I'm living the dream.
So part of the adventure, we're like, all right, cool, we got this. We're gonna go to the Holy Grail. We're gonna go to Burlington Coat Factory. Burlington Coat Factory. Man, we walk up in that bitch. They got 4 aisles of women's coats of different types and sizes. They got 1 rack for dudes that got 3 variations of the same windbreaker.
Like they had nothing. They had nothing.
Nothing, bro. It was the most ridiculous thing that I've ever seen, and for that, I hate Atlanta.
Nah, I don't say hate Atlanta.
I got like 40.
Atlanta was straight. Atlanta, like when we woke up Sunday, when we went to leave, we were like, all right, well, let's go drive, because we were only checking out Atlanta at night. Because Friday he was working, Saturday we went on the coat expedition, and then not Coke. Coat expedition, and then
you have to clarify
that's another story. And then Sunday we were like, all right, let's check out Atlanta before we go. Right, so we're driving around downtown Atlanta, and you see a bunch of, it's like, oh, it's nice. It reminds of downtown, and I'm like, we're at a stoplight, drug deal. I was like, yo, they're dealing drugs right there. I literally saw the patent slide. Like, here's a pack, here's the money. Like, I was like, holy shit, Andre, look, a drug deal.
I missed it. I didn't see that one.
He didn't see that one. So then we're driving around some more, and guess what? Another drug deal.
That one I saw.
And it was like, holy shit, 2 drug deals we saw go down just driving around.
In the middle of the afternoon.
And then it was like, yo, you want to get out and get something to eat? I was like, fuck no. Like, I'm not getting out. Like, I'm not from around here. I don't know what's good. Like, they say the Waffle House was banging. We tried to go to the Waffle House, but the Waffle House we went to Saturday night was only serving takeout. And then when we went by the Waffle House before we left, it was a dude outside with the game with the 3 cards and shit.
3-card Monty.
And he was like flipping, and people was like lined up to play. I was like, nah, this shit is, I'm straight. like I know the signs of the area I don't want to be in, and this is the sign of the area I don't want to be in. Like, let's just go. Like, we drive and let's get into Macon, Georgia. We got into Macon, Georgia, and then we was like, we'll stop at a Publix to get some subs.
And that lady looked at me mighty funny when I asked for avocado.
If we had a tour guide or somebody that could like show us around Atlanta, kind of like Al Pacino and Donnie Brasco, like introduces the people, like, yo, these are friends of ours. They're like, oh, y'all cool, whatever. But walking around 2 of us, like, we definitely had a swag that wasn't from the city, right? And it just didn't look like I was not ready for that, so. But Atlanta was good though.
It was good rejuvenation.
But we gotta get our money right.
Yeah, we came back motivated
to get money right. We're sitting there in the car. We're like, yo, we gotta get healthy, this and that. And I don't want to say like there's another topic I want to get into, but I think we're gonna save that for episode 6. Okay. Once we get a little more healthy, because I believe we're close to
time,
an hour in. But that shit was crazy though, man.
It's dope.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
motivation.
Yeah.
No, it was good. I mean, listening to the old episodes, seeing that the podcast from again Chain League Media, they got a little thing going on. So they
got a nice setup.
Like it was nice being on the podcast and like not having to direct it, like having like them. They were feeding me questions. We're talking about that. You could say what you want. Again, the big thing, but it's like the amount of potential, like not big businesses, but it's like we're coming up, you coming up, let's come up together. How we gonna make some money? What can we do for you? What can you do for us? So, and it was like I said, it was a lot of love. Like I respected the vibe from them from the beginning because one, I know they listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
So that was a big thing is that they listen to the podcast because like I can view streams. So like when I see, 75, when I see Atlanta being my second biggest market in streams, like I know they listening. And then they were like quoting stuff from the podcast. So, to me, you already got my respect because you studied. Like you study the craft, you know exactly what we about, and now you still want to work with us. That's cool.
that last bit is the important part that people like, oh, now I know what you're about. We good, homie. Y'all too. Y'all
you know what I'm saying? Like they know what we bring to the table as far as the dynamic. You know what I'm saying? That made me feel good that, the three of us, we sit here, we put a lot of work into this, whether or not.
Don't forget Da Vinci's 7%.
Yeah, you're 7%. But the three of us here, like talking about it was like, it's very hard to coordinate times to sit down and do a podcast for everybody to come in and contribute. And if you think it's like, oh, we just come in and talk shit, like it's a lot more than that. You know what I mean? Like there's a big, like a grind for it because you got to give up certain things in life in order to get certain things. Like this one's giving up a birthday today or whatever the fuck, to be here, old crybaby and shit.
Yeah.
But it was so that. And then 2 was when they took us out, they knew it was my birthday, right? They came out, we had a couple drinks, and they talked almost no business with us. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like they would, like, I didn't feel like they were trying to, there was no, hey, you guys are great. You should branch on this. It was just a vibe. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of love. And then, we went in, we did the podcast, hey, this is what we can offer, what you offer. And it was like, I'm definitely interested in seeing where that future goes. So again, like, if you follow the podcast, if you like us, like, I definitely need you to check out like certain people in life that are, again, because our brand, whether it be like 2 Dab Crews here, is much bigger than that because we're all trying to get money together. We're trying to be successful. So again, like, you follow 2 Dab Crew, that's great. Do you follow South Beach Beer? Do you follow Elite Photos? Do you follow Chain Link Media? Do you follow that Indie Life podcast? Like any affiliated or Orlando, the clothing company, or Millions, the clothing company, like anything that we touch for a reason. Like we don't just touch it because we're trying to make a buck. I mean, we've been broke basically for 5 years doing this shit. So we don't need to touch it because it's a business scheme. We touch it because we personally know these businesses and we respect them. Right. To a point where this is a respectable brand. We certify this as a respectable brand. So, if you like it, follow it. If not, that's cool. Because again, you can follow us, you can hate us. I don't give a fuck. Point is, we just coming off our high stream a month in January. So we starting to see success, whether people like it or not.
In new markets too.
We're
touching on new markets.
So, I mean, it's just an amazing feeling to come in here, episode 5 of season 2, to know that
season 2021.
We put together a 25 episode season last year, and we're on track to do a 50 episode season this year. I mean, there ain't sitcoms that could do that shit, so.
There are also sitcoms not as funny as us.
Yeah, like the dynamic we bring. So,
and sitcoms not going to make you potentially.
Dogecoin at 8 cents. 8 cents. Quote that. We making bread around here. Yeah. Wait, if I own 2,000 stocks, it just went up a cent. I just made $20. Yeah. Ooh-wee.
How many sitcoms going to make you $20 in a 45-minute runtime?
Yeah. How many people could do that
with no commercials?
So, definitely like please, like there's a lot of digital media coming out soon. So I need you, if you listen to us, you like us, I need you to follow us at BP_2Dab. Shit is coming out. Affiliate links, all that kind of stuff will be available mainly through the Instagram and on the website. But most people use Instagram now. I mean, that's like the marketing capital.
And don't forget to check out the TikTok because I spent way too much time on there and I can guarantee our shit's going to be fire.
TikTok's coming soon. Again, visual representation coming soon. I was going to say visual reparations.
Visual reparations.
It's just there's a lot coming from us. So we appreciate y'all listening. Anybody got anything to add?
No, we good.
You only let off one shot though.
It was loud enough for people to know what your boy working with.
Like I need one of those sound effect boards. Like Joe Budden when he hits the gunshot and he keeps tapping it over and over again. Like as
you mean like the thing you got at home that you just haven't set up on your Mac to use on the podcast?
Shut up, man. Like you worse than I was beating myself up after we left Magic City, man.
Yeah. Listen,
so
I got a job to do and I do it. Bring your ass back to reality.
Yeah, you do it well. And for any
gravity.
And for anybody, if you didn't know, Just FYI, it is Black History Month, and we'll talk more about that next week. But if you wait till February to celebrate Black History, you got a fucking problem. I just want to say that.
You're a racist.
I'm just saying, like, you need to celebrate Black history is history, like, regardless. And it needs to be celebrated all year. I mean, you wonder why America's still in the situation it's at, because we segregate history.
Right.
Like, people say, where the white history month at? Like, history is history, man. Like, stop looking at the fucking color and give everybody they just dues. Because
that's a long conversation. We're gonna leave it at if you only celebrate it during February.
I know, but this is the first podcast of February, and I just want to make sure that we touch base and let people know, like,
let them know.
Touch base on your history and celebrate all people in history that have done something, especially the ones that don't get the credit that they deserve.
Right.
Because
you better say that.
Guess who invented the air conditioner? Like, I ain't a motherfucker in Florida go say that they can live without their air conditioner. If you think the white man created that, like, you got.
So I actually got a topic for that, but we'll save it for
all
next podcast.
We'll save it. So stay tuned. Episode 6. Again, episodes out every Tuesday. We appreciate all the love from everybody, and again, continue to work it forward. Make sure you follow everybody. Podcast at BP_2Dab. Elite Photos. As South Beach Beard officially. SouthBeachBeard.com. Did you guys start the Instagram yet, or is it still website?
No. We're still in the
still website following. But you can put your email in, right, and get updates for when they actually launch. So I've been growing my beard for 3 months. My shit's still looking fly. Super soft. I didn't know you could get waves in your beard, though. So I'm definitely going to be looking at that. If I can't get waves in the head, I'm going to get waves in the beard. But we appreciate everybody tuning in. We go hit y'all with a peace.
Peace.